Okay, let's come to a comfortable seated position. It doesn't matter whether you're in, easy seat. Just is it lotus, half lotus, kneeling, legs stretched out, whatever feels most comfortable to you. And thank you for joining my Sunday class. It's beautiful to see you all. No, Hurley, not today. Today we're not doing dog yoga. So let's just take 3 deep inhales through our nose just to start off and get sort of comfortable on our mat. And we're going to exhale through our open mouth, and we can sigh if you want to, whatever feels good to you. So let's go. Inhale. Growing tall and long on that inhale, and then exhale. Let everything drop down towards the mat. If you want to round your back, do so. And make that count. Make it nice and long and easy. If you want to drop your head down to that mat, do so. And then inhale again. Lengthen that spine. Reach that crown chakra up towards the ceiling and exhale. And again, inhale. And lengthen. And exhale. And then the next inhale, just sit up nice and tall, root down through your sit bones, and place your hands on your belly. Let's do some basic pranayama breathing just to get into our bodies and out of our heads. So let's root down through the sit bones, feel comfortable, and connect with each and every body part or part of your body that is actually in contact with that mat. Try to sit up nice and tall and relax your shoulders away from your ears. We're going to inhale to the count of 4 and exhale to the count of 6. If that is too much, do it to the count of 4. Inhale, inflate that belly, pushing the belly button away from your spine, and feel that belly grow bigger and bigger and bigger. 2, 1, pushing all the way up to the bottom of your ribs. And then exhaling, gently pulling your belly button back towards your spine for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, inhale, inflating your belly. 4, 3, 2, 1. Feel the bottom of your ribs being pushed out a tad bit. And exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, tugging that belly button back towards the spine, and 1. Last inhale into the belly, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next inhale, we're going to pull all the way up into our rib cage. If you want to move your hands up to gently cup the outsides of your ribs, do so. Inhale into the belly first. 4, 3. Pull that breath up into your rib cage, sitting up a tad bit taller, expanding the ribs. And exhale, contract your ribs. 6, 5, 4. Pull your belly button back. 3, 2, and 1. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale into your belly. 4, 3. Pull it up into your rib cage. 2, 1. And exhale, contracting your ribs. 6, 5, 4, 3. Belly button back. 2, and 1. Last inhale here. 4, 3. Pull it up into your ribs. 2, 1. Grow wide in your rib cage. Exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3. Pull the belly button back. 2, 1. On the next round, we're going to inhale all the way up to our collarbones. So start inhaling 4 into your belly. 3, 2, widen your rib cage, and 1, sit up nice and tall. And exhale from your collarbone. 6, 5, contract your ribs. 3, pull your belly button back. 2, and 1. Inhale into your belly. 4, 3, expand your ribs. 2, and all the way up to your collarbones. And exhale from your collarbones. 6, 5, contract your ribs. 4, 3, belly button back. 2, and 1. Last round, inhale into your belly. 4, 3, ribs. 2, and into your collarbones. And exhale from your collarbones. 6, 5, contract your ribs. 3, pull your belly button back. 2, and 1. And just place your hands, palms facing up, onto your knees. And just check in with yourself to see how you feel. Your breathing should be calm, your body at ease, and your mind empty. On the next inhale, take your hands in front of your heart center in Anjalina Mudra, thumbs lightly touching your sternum. Lower your forehead down to your fingertips. And think of something, a wish, dedication, mantra, affirmation, anything that tickles your fancy today and feels right to you. And once you've got it, repeat it to yourself 3 times. And then take those thumbs up to your forehead and just anchor that thought or wish in your mind. And then take those thumbs down to your heart center again and slowly open your eyes, wriggling your fingers, rotating the wrists in both directions. And then interlace your fingers. Inhale, reach your hands up, palms facing up, pulling those hands up towards the ceiling, feeling that stretch all the way from your hips, across your ribs, into your armpit and along your arms, pulling on those fingers, feeling that stretch across your palms as well. And on your exhale, come on down, gently tugging on those wrists. Your palms are facing up. If you want to rotate your shoulders back, then do so. Then you'll get a stretch across your chest as well. Inhale up again. Big inhale. Reach up, look up to the ceiling and feel your ribs expanding. Your intercostal muscles will thank you later. Exhale, come on down, gently pulling on those wrists. Pull those shoulders away from your ears and you'll feel that stretch all along your neck, from your earlobe down to your shoulders and all the way down to your hands. We're going to go up again. Inhale. This time take your arms behind your body, moving those arms behind your body. I'll turn around so that you'll see. Keep your core tight so that you don't fall into a hollow back. You'll feel the stretch more in your wrist and along your lower arms. Opening that chest, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Exhale, slowly come on down, pulling those shoulders away from your ears and gently tugging on those wrists. Take your chin down towards your chest as well, so you'll feel the stretch along your neck as well. On the next inhale, come on back, rotate your shoulders backwards and forwards. Scrunchy noises might actually happen, which is okay. Inhale, reach your arms out horizontal to the mat. Your palms are facing forward and spread those fingers, don't squeeze them. Spread those fingers so that you can actually feel that stretch in between each and every digit and across the palm of your hand. Make sure that your palms are facing forward, not tilting up or down. Be body conscious, palms facing forward. Very good. And keep reaching out. You'll feel that stretch along your arm, maybe even all the way into your shoulders. On your exhale, go around, hug yourself. Grab your shoulders or even your shoulder blades, and then gently tug your shoulders away from your ears, feeling the stretch across your shoulders, and then tug your chin down towards your chest. Keeping your spine nice and long and tall. On the next inhale, reach your fingers out again, gently pointing them to opposing walls, and imagine somebody's actually pulling on your wrists. So you'll actually feel that stretch. Spread those fingers out, and now go behind your body, keeping the arms on the same level, and feel the fleshy bit in between your shoulder blades squeezing really hard. On the next exhale, reach around, grab your shoulders again, change the arm that is on the top, grab the shoulders or shoulder blades, pull them away from your ears, and drop your chin down to your chest. Always make that exhale count, make it nice and long and easy. Very good. On the next inhale, rotate your shoulders back again, obviously letting go of your shoulders. Then take your right hand next to your body and root it firmly into the ground. Make sure both sit bones are firmly pressing into the ground. We're going to inhale. We're going to reach that left arm up towards the ceiling. And we're not just going to leave it there, but we're going to pull out of our shoulder and make sure that left sit bone and hip are pressing down into that mat. Reach up, feel that stretch here. And then on the next exhale, we're going to bend over towards that right hand. If you feel there is more room for you to bend, walk your right hand away from your body and pull that left hand over to that right side. You'll feel the stretch from your left hip up along your left side of your body, along your arm, in that armpit as well, and maybe even in your hand. Inhale, come on back. Exhale, place the left hand down into that mat. Press firmly. Inhale, reach your right hand up. Right sit bone is pressing firmly into the ground. On the exhale, we're going to bend over to the left. Keep that right hip firmly pressing down, and your right arm is pulling, lengthening the entire right side from your hip, along your rib cage, up your shoulder, and along your arm, growing long. On the inhale, come on back. Let's do one more on each side. Right hand down. Inhale, lengthen left arm up, left hip pulling down. Exhale, move over to that right. You can look straight forward, down to your right knee, or up to the ceiling, depending on how your neck feels today. And be free with what you're doing with your right hand. Walk it away. Just like you to feel that stretch on that left side. Inhale, come on back, and replace that left hand onto the mat. Inhale, reach up with your right hand. And exhale, move over to the left. Feel that hand pulling on that arm, making you grow long, extending that right side of your body. And inhale, come on back, and rotate your shoulders backwards and forwards. Very good. Let's flip our knees over under our body. So we're coming into a tabletop position. Let's stretch our hands and our wrists and arms. Your knees are under your hips and they're hip distance apart. Your hands, wrists are under your shoulders. And turn your hands so that your fingers are pointing towards your knees. Your pinky fingers are touching and all 10 fingers are firmly pressing into the mat. Fingers are extremely splayed. Your core is tight and your shoulders are pulling away from the ears. So your tips of your shoulder blades are pointing down towards your tailbone. Now this might already be enough for you. And you'll feel the stretch across the palms of your hands and the lower parts of your arms. Sway slightly backward and forward, keeping that palm of your hand firmly pressed into the ground. Make sure that your thumbs are elongated, they're not bent. And let's keep going. For those of you who think this is nothing, push up into a downward facing dog. You won't be able to fit your head in through your arms, and it doesn't necessarily increase the stretch. It just gives you a different stretch that reaches up past your elbows. It is not necessary. Let's just stay like this and keep swaying and use your breath for this. So exhale and pull back and keep those shoulders away from your ears. The minute we feel pain, we either stop breathing or we relinquish some position in the body. And in this one, it would be the shoulders. So on the next exhale, pull back and slowly lower your glutes towards your heels, trying to keep the palms of your hands on the mat for as long as possible. Roll off those palms and fingers and then come to sit on your heels. Be gentle with your wrists and your fingers. Bring some movement into those fingers and turn the palms both directions. And then just place those hands in your lap with the palms facing up. Relax your shoulders away from your ears and just close your eyes and see how those hands feel. Whether they feel as, a huge paella pan, or whether it actually feels nice to have those joints stretched. On the next inhale, open your eyes again. Let's come back into tabletop. Turn your hands the other way around. So the top of your hand is going to be on the mat. Might sound a bit weird for those of you who have joined me several times. We know the drill, right? Just make sure that your wrists and hands are just smack bang under your shoulders. Here again, your fingers are splayed and all 10 fingernails are pressing firmly into the ground, especially those thumbnails. They tend to not want to go down there. And easiest is not to look down. Look straight forward. Rotate those shoulders away from your ears. And here again, gently sway back and forwards. It might be rather painful on the top of your hands. Don't stay in the position. Just sway back and forwards and you'll feel the stretch across your hand, in your wrist, and along your lower arm, maybe even all the way up to your elbow, depending on how far back on the top of your hands you are swaying. So if you go all the way back to your knuckles, the release of the tension will go way past your elbows. Exhale, pull back one last time. In this one, you can also go into downward facing dog, but I wouldn't recommend it today. Inhale, come forward. And exhale, we're going to sit back down onto our heels again, rolling over the tops of our hands really slowly. And sit down. Allow blood to flow back into those fingers and hands and slowly wriggle them. And then rotate them in both directions. And place those palms into your lap again. Sit nice and tall, relax your shoulders away from your ears and close your eyes. And see how that feels in your hands, your wrists, your arms. On the next inhale, open your eyes. I'm going to scooch forward a bit. Come to the center of your mat. We are going to stretch those ankles and toes a bit. So we're sitting on our heels. We're going to transfer our weight back beyond our heels. We're going to lift the knees off that mat. Place your hands onto the ground. If you want to, fingertips pointing towards your toes. The upper body is not doing any work at all. Now you'll feel that stretch just across the top of your foot, maybe all the way over your toes. If you have bunions or you had a bunion operation, that might not be possible. So just stay in a kneeling position. If you want to stretch your quads and your psoas, actively push your knees away from your hips. The upper body is still not doing anything. Keep those knees pulling down, and you'll feel that beautiful stretch from your knees all the way along your thigh, up through your psoas into your upper body. Keep breathing and enjoy that stretch. If you have knee issues, then place obviously a cushion under your knees or even under your ankles, just to not be in too much pain. Yoga is not about pain, it's about stretching. So on the next inhale, come on back. Come back into tabletop, knees under your hips, fingers splayed, hands under your shoulders, tuck your toes under. Inhale, tighten that core, slightly round your upper back, and we're just going to lift those knees off the mat, just to get that core into action. And look straight down to a spot in between your index fingers, firmly pressing into the hands. So you're stretching those arms, pushing those shoulder blades up towards the mat, and then quickly glance down towards your knees and just lower them a bit more. Just allow them to hover above your mat. And you'll feel that core kicking in, doing some work. I'm going to stay here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower those knees, flatten the toes. Let's come into child's pose, dropping your lower belly and maybe even your chest down towards your thighs, walking your hands away from your body and dropping your forehead down towards the mat. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. If you want to, walk those fingers away from your body, lengthening, stretching those arms out of your armpits and shoulder joints. And on the exhale, gently tug those shoulders away from your ears and down towards your sit bones. Your hands will slowly slide towards your body. Another inhale. And feel that stretch across the back and along your arms. Exhale. And last inhale. And exhale. On the next inhale, lift your head, look towards your hands. Let's come back into tabletop. Take your right hand and thread it under your left arm. We're going to drop that right shoulder down towards the mat. Take your left hand at a 45-degree angle. Your thumb is pointing towards your nose. There's a 90-degree angle between your lower arm and upper arm, and you're looking up towards the ceiling. If this is enough of a stretch across your right shoulder, then stay there. If you'd like a bit of more of a stretch and a twist in your upper body, then gently apply some pressure into your left hand, opening that left shoulder. You'll feel the twist in your right upper rib cage in the back. Gently keep some tension in your core just to protect your lower back, and definitely keep breathing. On the next inhale, relinquish the pressure in your left hand, push up, come to center, and let's go to the right. Left arm threading under your right arm, your right hand's coming on the same level as your nose, 90-degree angle between your lower arm and your upper arm on the right side. Your head is nicely resting on the mat. Inhale, gaze up to the ceiling and gently apply some pressure into your right hand and open that right chest. And here again, you'll feel the twist in the left shoulder. And just see how far you want to go. Be gentle with yourself. Always check in to see whether it feels nice for you today. On the next inhale, come back to center and then walk your hands further than tabletop. You'll see how far you want to go. We're going to go into puppy pose. We're going to exhale. We're going to drop our chest down towards that mat, and your sit bones are going up towards the ceiling, dropping your chin or your cheek down towards that mat, depending on how open you can be today along your arm, armpit, and chest. Make sure you feel comfortable in your neck. You might feel slightly ridiculous because your butt's sticking up towards the ceiling, but enjoy that stretch along the entire backside, in your shoulders, and especially in that lower part of your back, because there's absolutely no pressure whatsoever. I'm going to stay here for 3 breaths. And last one. On the next inhale, look towards your hands and slowly come on back, getting your wrists and hands under your shoulders again, pulling those shoulders away from your ear, tighten the core, tuck your toes under, and let's lift those knees off that mat one more time. And at the same time, we're going to stretch that left leg out of our hip joint. Your foot is flexed, that left toe, big toe is slightly turned towards your right heel, just to keep that left hip closed. Your gaze goes straight down to the mat and lower that knee down, so the right knee down, so it's hovering above the mat. Growing in that left leg, keep breathing. Inhale, replace your left foot and stretch that right leg out, pushing out of your right heel, big toe on your right foot gently facing that left heel to close the right hip. Lower that left knee to hover just above the mat and grow on that right leg. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, drop that right foot down again. Take your knees to the narrow side of your mat, or just to the edge of your mat, and push your glutes back down onto those heels first, firmly pressing into those hands, moving those shoulders away from your ears. And if this is enough of a stretch for you in your hips and the lower part of your body, then good. If you'd like to go down into wide knee child's pose, walk your hands away and allow your lower abdomen and your chest to move down towards the mat. Again, either chin or cheek onto that mat, depending on how your neck feels today. And feel that release going on in your lumbar spine and in your lower abdominals. Going to stay here for 3 breaths and allow that body to grow heavy and move down towards the mat. Your arms are active if you want to move those fingers away and lengthen out of your shoulders. Do that on the inhale. And on the exhale, allow those hands to gently move back towards your head. One more inhale. And exhale. On the next inhale, look towards your hands, walk them a bit closer, and come back into tabletop. Tuck those toes under. We'll move up into our first downward facing dog. Be gentle with your entire body all the time. Walk that dog, taking your ankles, knees, and hips along. And while we're walking our dog, let's just work through the alignment to get it right. So we're looking down towards our thighs, knees, or calves or shins. Your feet are hip distance apart. Let's hop up to our hands. Our fingers are splayed. The hands are shoulder width apart. Rotate your upper arms outward, broadening those shoulders, and pull those shoulder blades down, away, way down towards your sit bones. And those sit bones, they want to get a glimpse of the ceiling. So let's find some stillness. And lengthen that entire backside of your body. Relax your neck. Give it a shake and a nod. And we want to move our chest down towards our thighs. You feel that opening along your arms and your chest. You'll feel release of any possible tension in your lower back by firmly pressing into the palms of your hands and reaching those sit bones up towards the ceiling. If your heels don't touch the ground, it doesn't matter. If the stretch in your hamstrings is too much, bend your knees. It's all about how do you feel today? How can you move your body to make yourself feel good? We want to lengthen
the muscles from our heels along the legs and along the backside, all the way into those fingertips. For those of you who have the heels on the ground, tighten those quads and lift the toes off the mat. You'll feel that stretch across the top of your foot and your shins. Drop those toes down. On the next inhale, we're going to look forward. We're going to float forward into plank, moving those shoulders away from the ears. Look straight down to a spot in between your index fingers. Your wrists are exactly under your shoulders, and your heels are pulling back towards the wall. So you have your legs engaged, your core engaged, and your upper back is slightly rounded, shoulder blades pulling up towards the ceiling. Hands pressing firmly into the ground. And on the next exhale, we're going to push back into downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. We'll do 3 of these. Exhale, downward facing dog. Use the core to pull yourself back. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last one, inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. And on the next inhale, we're going to look and we're going to hop or walk towards our hands and come straight into a half lift, pulling the shoulders away from our ears. Our flat is back, our back is flat, and we've got a nice 90-degree angle between our lower body and upper body. The hands either rest on our thighs or on our shins, and we're looking straight down to the mat. Exhale, forward fold. If this is too much, bend your knees and allow your lower abdominals to rest on your thighs, and just give your head a bit of a shake and a nod and allow gravity to do its job, pulling your shoulders and head down towards the mat, feeling that relief, especially in your lower back. And on the next inhale, we're going to move up into a standing position, roll up slowly, squaring the shoulders, and bring your arms up, shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, hands come in front of your heart center. If you are not in front at the top of your mat, step to the front because we'll need the entire length of our mat. We're going to flow through the sun salutation. Everything from your belly button down is tight. So your quads are tight and your core is tight, and gently or slightly just tilt your pelvis forward. Inhale. Shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, place your hands down, step back with your left, come into plank. Exhale, bending your elbows, come all the way down into chaturanga, and inhale, rotate your shoulders and come into cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, hop or step towards your hands, come straight into a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, come all the way up. Shoulders away from your ears, hands in front of your heart center. Let's go again. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Straight back, straight legs. Gaze goes down. Exhale, step back with your right foot into plank. And bending your elbows really close to your ribcage. Come on down. Inhale, rotate your shoulders back, upward facing dog or cobra. And pull yourself back into downward facing dog. Stretch that backside. On the next inhale, look forward towards your hands, hop or step towards them. Come straight into a half lift. Lengthen that neck so that it's a lengthening from your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, hands in front of your heart center. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back with your left foot. Come into plank. Elbows bent, come on down. Rotate your shoulders back, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale into a downward facing dog. Walk that dog. Move those ankles, knees, and hips. And if you want to take those shoulders along, really even twist your upper body. Look under the arm. Lengthening, pressing your chest down towards your thighs and feel that stretch in your hamstrings and in your arms. Make sure that your feet are hip distance apart. And then find some stillness. Inhale, look forward, walk or hop or step towards your hands, straight into a half lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come on up. Shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, hands in front of your heart center. On the next inhale, take your ankles close together. You know we're going to come into chair pose. So your ankles are squeezing together, your knees are squeezing together, your glutes are down. We're going to tilt the pelvis slightly under, tighten your core, open your chest, reach your hands out. Look down so that you can actually see your toenails. Shoulders are pulled away from your ears. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, place your hands down onto the mat, step back with your right foot, come into plank. And then all the way down into chaturanga, elbows really close to your shoulders. Inhale, rotate your shoulders back and come into upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, pull yourself into downward facing dog. On the next inhale, look forward, step towards your hands with your right foot, and let's come into warrior one on that right side. So press firmly into your right foot, tilting your pelvis slightly, keep your core tight, and then open your chest, reaching your fingers up towards the ceiling. If you're wobbly, move your right foot towards the edge of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, place your hands down onto the mat. Step back into plank. Bending your elbows, come into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Walk that dog. Stretching that entire backside. Deep breaths. And then come to stillness. On the next inhale, look forward. Take your left foot forward. Come into warrior one on that left side, firmly pressing into that left foot. Reach your fingers up and then allow your pelvis to sink down. Look down, make sure if you're wobbly here, walk your left foot to the edge of the mat. Your right leg is nice and straight. Your pelvis is slightly tucked under, your core is tight. Feel the stretch in the right psoas. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take your hands down to the mat. Step back into plank. Bending your elbows, come down into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, pull yourself into a downward facing dog. Walk that dog. And then find some stillness. Make sure your fingers are splayed and your shoulders are pulling away from your ears, lengthening that backside, pulling those tailbone or the tailbone up towards the ceiling. And then on the next inhale, raise yourself onto the toes of your feet, lengthening that upward facing dog, pressing your chest towards your thighs. And then exhale those heels down towards the mat. On the next inhale, reach that left foot up towards the ceiling, three-legged dog. Stay in the downward facing dog position with your upper body, making sure that your left shoulder is still closed. Your upper body is moving towards your right thigh. Reach that left foot up towards the ceiling. Feel that stretch across those inner thighs. On the next inhale, reach up more. Exhale, bend that left knee towards your nose and come into a three-legged plank, scrunching those core muscles. Inhale, reach that left foot up again. Exhale, bend the left knee to your nose. 2 more of those. Inhale, reach that left foot up. Stretching from your fingertips to your tips of your toes. Exhale, bend your left knee. Last time, inhale. And exhale. And inhale, reach up. And on the exhale, we're going to place that left foot down onto the mat. Walk that dog. Your left side might feel nice and stretched and long. And we're going to do the same thing on the right. Find some stillness. Lift onto the toes and stretch that dog. And then lower the heels down. Adjust your stance. On the next inhale, reach the right foot up towards the ceiling, closing your right shoulder. Your upper body is moving towards your thigh of the left leg. Reach that right foot up towards the ceiling. Feel that stretch across both inner thighs. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend that right knee towards your nose. Come into a 3-legged plank. Scrunching the core. Inhale, reach the right foot up again. Exhale, down. Move that knee towards your nose. Inhale, up. 2 more. Reach those toes up. Exhale, bend that right knee to your nose. Move into plank. Make that core work. Last time, inhale, up. Press that chest down towards your left thigh. Exhale, bend your right knee towards your chest. Nose. Inhale, reach your toes up 1 last time. And exhale that right foot down towards the mat. Walk that dog. You should feel equally stretched on both sides. On the next inhale, look forward, hopper step towards your hands. Your ankles are going to be close together. We are going to come into a chair pose 1 more time. Squeeze those ankles, squeeze those knees, tilt your pelvis, tighten the core. Open your chest and reach those fingertips away from your shoulders or away from your ears. Check your toes, you can see them. Good. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, sit down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sit down a bit further. 1 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sit down. We're going to stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Take those feet hip distance apart. You place 2 fists towards next to each other and place them in between your feet. That is hip distance apart. And grab your elbows. And just sway from side to side. Allow gravity to pull your head and shoulders down towards the mat. And while we're hanging here like sleeping bears, I would like you to travel into the soles of your feet with your attention, to figure out where is most of my body weight supported. Is it more in the balls and toe part of my foot? Is it more in my heel? What about the outside edge of my foot, or even the inner arch of my foot? Connect those soles of your feet with the mat and try to get your weight evenly distributed across the entire foot. So most of the time, we tend to have most of the weight behind our heels. So our butt will be sticking out behind the heel. So try to move that forward until you have weight in your toes. And you almost feel like you're going to topple over. You won't. Your hamstrings are actually going to hold you. Then get comfortable in that position. And allow gravity to pull a bit more. You'll feel that stretch in your hamstring. If it gets too much, just bend your knees. You'll still get a nice stretch, but there won't be so much pressure, especially in your hips. On the next exhale, let go of your arms and slowly come on up. Roll up vertebra after vertebra. Be gentle and slow
And then square your shoulders, lengthen your neck, and look straight forward. Take your arms up. And I'm going to move towards the camera so that you can see what we're going to do. Everything from your belly button down is nice and tight. We are going to reach those arms up and take those shoulders along. And we're going to do a bend to the right and the left like beginning of the class. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend over to the right. So we're moving simply from the hip up to our hand. And the hand is pulling again. Very good. Inhale, come back to center, reach up. Exhale, move over to the left. Allow that upper arm to pull. Inhale, center. One more on each side. Inhale, up. Exhale, move over to the right. Keep that chest nice and open, that left side. Pull the left shoulder back. Inhale, come back to center. Up, exhale, right. Keep that chest open. Very good. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, take your hands in front of your heart center. Take the shoulders down and come down to sit on your mat. Let's come into Bakasana, butterfly pose. Your feet are about the distance of your upper body away from your groin, right? I'm going to turn over to the side so that you see what we're going to do. We are going to start rounding from our tailbone, okay? So there's no tension, there's no pulling, there's no nothing. You can put your hands wherever you want, on your knees, on the mat, in between your legs, wherever they want to fall today. So we're going to inhale first and lengthen that spine. And then we're going to start rounding from that tailbone and then to that lumbar. And then up to your chest. And we're going to slowly drop the shoulders down towards the mat, round your neck, and allow that head to float down towards the mat. The final resting position for the head would be that nice little bowl that's formed in between the arch of your feet. So if you're here and your head is above, I don't know, half a meter off the mat, that's fine. Just allow your head to drop down. Your shoulders and arms are relaxed. If you want to move further down, just letting go of any tension in your lower back and let go of your core muscles. This is a hip opener, by the way. And we're going to stay wherever you find yourself. We're going to stay for 5 breaths. And you'll see that with each and every exhale, your muscles will soften. And then they will obviously lengthen. And that will mean that your upper body will be able to fold forward a tad bit more. If you feel pain in your lower back, slightly tighten your core muscles just to protect. If you feel uncomfortable like this, just use your hands or arms to support the upper body weight. So let's enjoy this hip opener and back stretch for 5 beautiful breaths. And take deep breaths, and if you feel like pulling that belly button back towards your spine before you exhale, so while you're inhaling, you'll feel that there's more space for you to actually bend forward. And another 3. And another 2. And last one. On the next inhale, use your hands as leverage and slowly, mindfully move the upper body weight back towards your sit bones and use your hands to slowly come back into a seated position. Leave your shoulders and neck and head bent towards the floor and then start straightening from your tailbone, your lumbar, your upper back, squaring your shoulders, lengthening that neck, and then finally lifting your head moving those shoulders away from your ears. And then use your hands to close those knees. Cross one knee over the other. Take your hands behind your body and gently sway those knees from side to side just to close those hip joints. And then uncross those knees, cross them the other way. Sway from side to side again. And because we did quite a number of planks, we're going to do a reverse tabletop just to open the front side of our body. We're going to stay like that. Our feet are, or the legs are at about a 45-degree angle. Your feet are hip distance apart. Firmly press those soles of your feet into that mat. Your hands are behind your body. Your fingertips are pointing towards your glutes. You're going to splay those fingers and the thumbs are actually touching. Now on the next inhale, we're going to open our chest and rotate those shoulders back. So you'll feel the stretch across your chest, your anterior deltoids, and all the way down your arms. If that is enough for you, then you stay like that. I'm going to take it a step further. Inhale, and then move your hips away from the mat. And now you'll see why it's called reverse tabletop. The more you lift your hips up and push your shoulders back, you'll feel the opening across your chest, and you'll feel that lengthening in your arms as well. Squeeze that balloon between your knees, and you can either drop the head between your shoulders or just gaze along the top of your body down towards your knees. And on the next inhale, let's try to move those hip bones even closer to the ceiling, squeezing those glutes, firmly pressing those hands into the mat. You'll feel the stretch across your biceps. And 2 more breaths here. Keep squeezing those hip bones up towards the ceiling, opening that front part of your body. Last inhale. And on the exhale, slowly lower those glutes down towards the ground. Maybe walk your feet a bit further away from your body, and then allow your entire upper body to round over your thighs. Your shoulders will rest against your knees or thighs, and allow your head to drop in between your knees. You'll feel a nice stretch across that shoulder girdle and along your neck, a reprieve down in your lower back, and your arms can either be behind your body or in front of your body, wherever they want to rest just now. On the next inhale, slowly come on back up, and then use your hands to lie down onto that mat. Going to go into bridge pose and into shoulder stand. Your feet are hip distance apart. Your toes are facing each other. Your fingertips can actually touch your heels. And your arms are placed left and right of your body. And we're going to do it in 3 stages. The first one, we're going to inhale, and we're just going to tilt that pelvis up a bit. So the iliosacral joint will be off that mat. And now lengthen that neck as well. Gently tugging your chin towards your chest. You'll feel that lengthening along your neck. Exhale, drop that iliosacral joint down onto that mat again. With the next inhale, we're going to go a bit higher. So your lower back is off the mat and maybe part of your upper back. Firmly press your feet into the ground. Exhale, lower down again. On the next inhale, we're going to go all the way up, moving that spine off the mat. Roll your upper arms under your upper body and then tuck those shoulders under as well. Interlace your fingers and firmly press the hands and the arms into that mat. Make sure that you squeeze that ball in between your knees just to protect your lower back. Here again, your hip bones want to go up towards the ceiling, and you're opening the entire front side up towards the ceiling. The minute you have any weight on your shoulders or neck, don't look left or right anymore.
Deep inhale, inflating your belly and your chest up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, let go of those hands, uncurl the arms and shoulders, and slowly lower down onto that mat again. On the next inhale, tuck those knees towards your chest. Place your upper arms right close next to your rib cage, and we're going to push up into a shoulder stand. The closer your elbows are to your rib cage, the more weight they'll be carrying. So don't look left or right anymore. The majority of your weight now should be on your tricep, maybe on your elbow. You might actually be able to move your shoulders completely away from the mat. Then there's no weight on your neck. The back of your head is on the mat and your toes are pointing up towards the ceiling, and slightly move those legs away from your body. It's an extremely good asana just to give your heart a bit of a break. It doesn't have to pump so hard. Stay for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then lower those feet behind your body. And if your toes can touch the ground, then you can let go of your hands, interlace your fingers, and have them in the same position as before in the bridge pose. The more weight you can transfer towards the upper part of your body, in this case, the shoulders and your neck, you'll feel your chin being squeezed towards your chest, lengthening your neck. If your toes don't touch the floor, keep your hands as a support on the back of your back, on the small of your back, I meant. If your toes are on the ground, try to flex those feet and pull the heels away from your body, lengthening those legs, tightening the quads. You'll feel that stretch all along your hamstrings and into your lower back. If you have your hands behind your back, place them on the small of your back again. And on the next inhale, bend those knees and gently squeeze them against your temples if they can reach your head. Feeling the lengthening along your neck and all the way along your spine. On the next inhale, let's reach those toes up again. Last time, pointing them up towards the ceiling. And then bend your knees towards your head and slowly uncurl those shoulders and roll down onto the mat again. Be mindful of your spine, and then just hug those knees towards your chest gently and sway from side to side. And then stop in the center, stretching those legs out. Place your hands under your iliosacral joint or tailbone, and then pressing into your elbows, lift your upper body off the mat, scooch those elbows under your body, and then slide over the top of your hands, opening your chest. Allow your crown chakra to come to rest onto the mat. We're in fish pose. This is the opposing position to Salambhasana, the plow pose we did before. Just stretching that front side of your body. The majority of your weight is on the top of your hands and on your elbows. Now take the hands away from under your glutes, stretch those arms up towards the ceiling, palms facing each other, and raise the stretched legs off the ground, tightening the core to protect your lower back. The top of your head is still resting on the mat. So there are 2 spots on your body that are touching the mat, your crown and your tailbone. On the next exhale, lower your legs down again and your arms, and come to lie flat on your back. Hug your knees towards your chest gently and sway from side to side.
And then place those feet down onto the mat. Take your arms out like a T, palms facing down. And either, if you have issues with your lower back, just keep swaying your knees from side to side, or move your knees over to the right and look over to the left, feeling that twist in your lower back, and especially the opening on that left side across your left hip. If this is not enough of it, an opening and twist in your lower back, take your right ankle, place it on the outside of your left knee, and gently apply some pressure. Make sure both shoulder blades are flat on the mat, and release any possible tension or hold on your left hip and both inner thighs. Big inhale and exhale. On the next inhale, come back to center with nose and knees, and move your knees to the left and gaze over to the right. Same here. If this is not enough, place your left ankle on the right outside of your knee or the outside of your right knee, applying a tad bit of pressure, letting go of any possible tension in your inner thighs and across the right hip. Most of the time, if we're in this position, you'll feel that hip holding on, just those muscles above your hip bone. Your obliques might be holding your rib cage close to your hip bone. So just allow that hip to relax and that space between the hip and the rib to lengthen. On the next inhale, bring your knees and nose back into center line and reach your feet up. Let's come into bear pose, flexing hands and feet. Your toes are firmly pulling down towards your nose. You've got a 90-degree angle, if possible, between your lower legs, your lower body and your upper body. Your core is not working. Everything else is, including the smile, because we're a dead bear, right? Maybe not dead, we're alive. So we're still stretching those arms away from that mat, which will obviously lift the shoulder blades off the mat. So actively pull those shoulder blades down towards the mat, shoulders away from your ears, lengthening that neck. And keep that ceiling away from squashing you for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and shake it out. Shake your ankles, your toes, your knees, your wrists, your elbows for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly lower your legs and arms down to the mat. Your palms are facing up so that your shoulder blades are flat on that mat. And allow that body to grow heavy and sink into the mat. Take a deep inhale and exhale and release any possible tension into that mat. Take as much space as you want with your arms and legs and allow your ankles to fall outward. And those feet and ankles relax. The shins and calves relax. The knees and thighs relax. Your hips, your glutes relax. Your belly, your chest relax. Your shoulders, your arms relax. Your wrists, The palm of your hands, your fingers. Relax. Your neck, the back of your head. Relax. Your forehead, your eyebrows, the space between your eyebrows. Relax. The tip of your nose, your lips, your tongue. Relax. Your lower jaw, your chin. Relax. Your cheeks, your ears. Relax. Allow the entire backside of your body to grow heavy and sink into that mat. Surrender your body weight to the center of the earth, where you're protected and safe. With your next inhale, bring your attention back into your body, onto that mat, into the here and now. Gently wriggle your toes and your fingers, bringing small movement into your body. Take a deep inhale into your belly and lift those arms above your head, giving your body a full stretch from your fingertips all the way down to the tip of your toes, awakening each and every cell in your body. And when you're ready, hug one knee after the other gently towards your chest, swaying from side to side, activating the nadis left and right of your spine, Ida and Pingala. And then come to rest in embryo pose on the left or right side, whichever feels more comfortable to you. Allowing that peacefulness to just settle in your body. And when you're ready, move up to a comfortable seated position, keeping your eyes closed. Rooting down one last time through your sit bones, lengthening that spine. Resting your hands either on your knees or in your lap, wherever they feel most comfortable. Shoulders at ease, and your face is soft. Then scan your body for any dis-ease or discomfort. If you encounter any, let your attention travel there on your inhale and let go of the tension on your exhale. Take your hands to your heart center, thumbs gently pressing against your sternum, and recall that mantra, affirmation, or wish from the beginning of the class. And repeat it to yourself 3 times, lowering your forehead down to your fingertips in gratitude. And then move those thumbs up to your forehead. Love is in your thoughts. Take them down to your lips. Love is in your words. And down to your heart center, where love resides.